you guys. I know I can't see you, but you can see me now. We had a fun time doing the hokey pokey. Sorry about losing my teeth. I had to pick them up and put them back in if that's what you noticed I did. But we had a good time. But now we want to talk about our math. The math page that I am addressing right now is this one. It is the Chapter 8 review. It is page 377 to 378. And what, I have some examples. You notice I have examples. Most of these will be examples. They will not be on this page. So right now, the first part is talking about the pattern of +1, +10, and +100. Well, we have three different groups right here. And the first one, we'll look at the hundreds. They're all the same. The second one, the tens, are all the same, 4, 4, 4. But when you look at the ones, you have 2, 3, 4. Next number would be 5. So we know the pattern is +1. Now, if we go to the next row, we have the 2 is same in the hundreds, 2 is same in the hundreds, 2 is same in the hundreds. And then when you look at the tens, it's 4, 5, 6. That is different. And when you go up by another group of tens, that's 7 groups of 10. So we know that this pattern is in the tens. Now, when we look at the third row, you'll see that the hundreds are different. You have 2, 3, 4, and the next one would be 500. The pattern is in the hundreds. And so when you do this paper, which is 1 through 3, you will be looking for the pattern. They might not be in the order from ones, tens, hundreds, so you need to look carefully at the place value to decide where they go. Now, for 4 through 7, it is just real simple. You guys are good at this. This is just simple adding. And so what you're doing is, don't forget, you're adding, this is 11. Remember, 11 does not go down here. It does not do that, because you must regroup, you must carry. So the 1 in the 11s is here, and the one group of 10s goes up here. Then 7 plus 1 is 8. And then here, remember, if there's nothing below it, it's like it's a 0. So you bring the number straight down, and you have 481. Now, here's another example, because this one had a 3-digit number, and this one had a 2-digit number. Now, these both have 3 digits in each number. So we have 2 plus 9, which equals 11. Again, you carry the 1 and bring up the one group of 10s. 8 plus 1 is 9, and then 3 plus 1 is 4. And so this is quite simple for these. Most of you, that won't be any problem at all. Then we're going to talk about regrouping. This is the part, and this is the one in the black, that it's really easy if you're listening. If you're not listening, you can get lost. But this is talking about having 4 groups of hundreds, 12 groups of 10, and this is not 12. This is 12 groups. Remember, 12 groups of 10 equal 120. So this 1 is equal to 100. And then 6 ones. 6 ones stays the same. As long as it is not 10 ones or above, you do not change it. So, because there is 120 right here, that means that you're going to add the 1 to the 4. So now, this will become 400 plus 1 is going to be 500s. And then there is only 2 left here, so that they're in the 10s. There's going to be 2 groups of 10s. And then there is going to be 6 groups of 1s. Because it's 2 groups of 10. Okay, now we will continue. Look at 10 and through 17. Again, these are not on here. These are just examples right here. Okay, first we will add our 1s. 7 plus 1 is 8. And then when you add the 8 plus 5, remember, you do not put 13 down here. You must leave the number 13. This is in the 1s, and this is in the 10s. Okay, so your 3 stays here, and your 1 is carried. Do not forget, when you're adding, the answer is not 3. The answer is 4, because you must add the group of hundreds that came over. So this is 438. Now we'll go on here. Easy, 0 plus 0 is always 0. And then you have 6 plus 5 is 11. Don't forget, the 1 in the ones goes here, but the 1 in the hundreds goes here. And so you have 4 plus 1 is 5, but don't forget to add what you regrouped and what you carried over. And so that will be 6. Now let's look at this one. I've tried to do some that are a little different, because this has 1 3-digit number and 1 2-digit number, and these are 2 3-digit numbers. And you notice that we only carried from the 10s over to the hundreds, And now we're going to do both from the, doing all two of them in a row, so that you'll be carrying two different groups. So here we have 8 plus 4 is 12. Again, the 2 goes here, the 1 goes in the tens. 5 plus 5 is 10, don't forget this, plus 1 more is 11. Then you carry the other 1. 3 plus 2 is 5, don't forget to add the 1, and that makes that 6. Now let's do this last one, which now has another carrying two different place values, but this one has a 3-digit number and a 2-digit number. So we have 6 plus 6 is 12, 2 goes here, carry the 1, 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 1 more is 11, carry the 1. Don't forget, this is like having a 0 here. You just bring these numbers down. 5 plus 1 is 6. And that is how you will do this section. Remember, these are not in there. This is just examples for this. And then now we will go to 18 through 20. That you will be doing on your own. 18 through 20, you will be looking at these sums and checking them and making sure one of them I believe is not correct. And so you will circle the 2 that are correctly added and do not circle the one that is not. Now the next one is 19. 19 I've written out here. I've tried to do for different colors to help you to understand. Now this is the one that's in the book because I know this was difficult for several of you. But 472 broken down is what it is, and 265 broken down in an expanded form. This 4 represents the 400, and this 2 represents the 200. Now when we go to the tens, this 7 represents 70 because it's in the tens, and this 6 represents 60. Okay, and so now what they did is they put the numbers, the hundreds together, and then they're going to put the tens together and the ones together. 200 plus 400, and then they're going to put 70 plus 60 because that's in the tens, and then 2 plus 5. So now they're going to add this up. 2 plus 5 equals 7, and then 70 plus 60, just a second, 70 plus 60, I do it this way, I do it like 70 plus 60. Okay, now we're going to do number 19. On number 19, we have 472 and 265. This 400 represents the 400 in this number. The 70 represents the 7 in the tens, which makes it 70. Then here, the 2 represents the 2 in the ones. Here, this represents 200 in the 200s, and then there's 6 tens, which is 60. Then there's 5 ones, which is 5. And then what we do is we put the hundreds together, the tens together, and the ones together. Here is 400 plus 200, and then 70 plus 60, because they're in the tens, and then the 2 plus the 5, which is in the ones. And then we're going to add those up. 2 plus 5 is 7, 70 plus 60 is 130, and then 400 plus 200 is 600. Now we're going to be adding these up, and because 100 is not in the tens, 30 is, we're going to take that 100 and bring it right here. And so we have 600 plus 100 plus 30, the 30 that is here will come over here, plus 7. And then we'll add all these things up. I originally had this up here so you could see how we could add the 130. But, so we put down 600, 100, 30, 7. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 7 is 7. 0 plus 0 plus 3 is 3. And 6, don't forget, if there's nothing here, it's like having zeros, okay? And all these spaces with nothing is like zeros. Make sure when you do this, you do not put them together. Remember, if you put this 7 over here, it's worth 70. If you put it over here, it's worth 700. So make sure you line them up in the correct place value of ones, tens, and hundreds, okay? So this 6 plus 1 is 7. So your answer is 737. Okay, now let's go on to the next one. The next one is 20. Now 20 is a 2-part problem to solve. Let me read it and then you can follow along. A farm stand sells 283 plums. It sells 57 more peaches than plums. How many plums and peaches does the farm stand sell in all? Well, you don't just add the 283 and the 57, because remember it says right here, it sells 57 peaches, more peaches than plums. So first you have to find out what the number of peaches is that they sold. And so that is what we're going to find out right now. 7 plus 3 is 10. You carry the 1. And then 8 plus 1 is 9. You can do it either way. You can do 9 plus 5, or either way, as long as the answer is correct. Is 9 plus 5 is 14. You carry the 1, and don't forget, again, this is like having a 0, and you bring that down, but make sure you do not forget to add these. Okay, 2 plus 1 is 3. Now we know there are 340 peaches is what there is, and so we're going to take that number now and put 340 over here, and then we're going to add that up for the total amount of both the fruits. So that is 3, and then 8 plus 4 is 12, carry the 1, and then 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 plus 3 is 6. So that is your total amount on that one. Now, on number 21 again, you have to think about what you're doing. So I put down, let me read it first to you though. It says, the school recycled 97 bottles on Monday, 204 bottles on Tuesday, 166 bottles on Wednesday, and it recycled 242 bottles on Thursday, and 145 bottles on Friday. How many bottles did the school recycle on its best 3 days? Okay, so first what I did is I wrote down what it was that the amounts for each day. And as I did that, then I looked to see what the top 3 would be. And so we know the top 3, it's not going to be 97 because 97 does not have it, and it's not in the hundreds. But we have 4 of them that are in the hundreds. Of course, 2 is more than 1. So we know for sure that these two are going to be the top 2. But since we don't know because 2 is the same, we look at the second number. And the second number is 0 and 4. Which one is bigger? You're right, it's 4. So the first number will be 242, and the next number will be 204. Now we need to look in the hundreds because that's our next highest number. Since these both start with 100, we have to look at the tens position. So let's look at the tens position. We have a 6 and we have a 4. Which one is larger, 6 or 4? That's right, it's the 6. So let's put 166. Now that we have the top 3, we're going to be adding those up to get the answer for this. So I'm going to write down 242, 204, and 166. We'll add those 3 up. So then we have 10, 11, 12. Carry this up here. And then 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry the 1. Now remember, don't forget to add these. Okay, then you have 2, 4, and I say 6 because it's 2 plus 2 is 6. So 2, 4, 6. So your answer for number 21 is 612. And that is our lesson for today. And I will be sending you some more lessons. And yes. No, I have to remember. We're talking about plums and peaches for the one up here. Is that what you mean? Mm-hmm. Okay. And so this is, the plums are this one. And this is peaches. I believe I will look at it. Make sure I'm remembering it back. How many plums and peaches? Okay. Oh, hang on a second. Farm stand, so yes, that's correct. Okay, so now, and then down here, it will be your answer will be, it says, the school recycled 612 bottles in all on its day. And then